When AI output feeds into another system, like a spreadsheet, a database, or an automation, it has to be structured. That means predictable fields in a predictable shape every single time. A summary that reads a little differently each run is fine for a person, but it's a disaster for a program that expects consistent data. Three things have to hold whenever a machine reads AI output. The same fields need to show up, with the same names. The values need to use a fixed set of options, so priority is always low, medium, or high, never something like pretty urgent. And the whole response needs to pass as valid JSON, with no extra text wrapped around it. If any of these slip, the next step in your pipeline breaks. That's exactly what structured output techniques are built to prevent. The first and easiest lever you have is the prompt itself. Tell the model exactly the shape you want. Name every field, state the allowed values for each one, and show a concrete example of the output. A vague request like just return. JSON produces inconsistent results from run to run. A precise request with field names, an allowed list of values, and a rule that says use exactly these values and never invent new ones produces consistent output almost every time. Add one more instruction that does a lot of work on its own. Return only the JSON object with nothing before or after it. Combine those three things, a named schema, an example, and a no extra text rule, and you eliminate most parsing failures before they happen. Prompting alone gets you most of the way, but the model can still slip. It might add a stray sentence, rename a field, or break the syntax on a tricky input. There are three levels of reliability worth knowing. Plain prompting means you ask for JSON in words. It's reliable with a good prompt but not guaranteed, so it's fine for low-stakes or human-checked work. JSON mode is a setting many AI platforms offer that forces the output to be syntactically valid JSON. It guarantees the result will pass, but not that your specific fields or allowed values show up. And schema-enforced structured outputs, offered by major providers as of 2026, are the strongest option. You supply a schema, and the model is constrained to match it exactly. Use the strongest option your tool offers whenever a machine, not a person, is reading the result. A handful of habits make any structured output far more robust. Constrain your vocabularies explicitly. For any field with a fixed set of options, list the allowed values in the prompt and say use exactly these. Open-ended fields are where drift creeps in. Define a safe default for anything the model can't determine, like null, other, or unknown, so it stops inventing values or leaving fields out entirely. Forbid extra fields and extra prose. Telling the model not to include anything beyond the listed fields and not to add text before or after the JSON prevents the two most common parsing failures. Keep nesting shallow, since deeply nested objects are harder for the model to produce consistently and harder for you to check. And use booleans and fixed categories instead of free text for anything a program will branch on. Sometimes you're just in a plain chat window with no JSON mode available at all. You can still get reliable structure. Specify the exact format you want and show one example, the same way you would for JSON. Consider a more forgiving format than deeply nested JSON, like simple field::value lines or a markdown table. Those are often easier for the model to keep consistent and easy for you to paste straight into a spreadsheet. And always add the instruction to output only the structure and nothing else, so there's no leftover prose to strip out by hand. The goal is the same no matter which level you're working at. A shape predictable enough that whatever reads it next, a person or a program, can rely on it without surprises. Let's bring it together. Structured output matters the moment a program reads your result. The same fields, a fixed vocabulary, and output that always passes. A precise prompt with named fields, allowed values, one example, and an output on the JSON instruction prevents most failures on its own. Beyond that, plain prompting asks for structure. JSON mode guarantees valid syntax, and schema-enforced structured outputs guarantee the actual shape. So use the strongest one your tool offers when a machine is consuming the data. Constrain vocabularies, set safe defaults, forbid extra fields, and keep nesting shallow. Provider feature names change over time, so check current documentation before you depend on a specific mode. Try this yourself right now. Open this lesson on Free Academy AI and use the interactive prompt playground, or paste a similar prompt into ChatGPT or Claude and see the structured output come back.